What I'll ask now, perhaps before you take leave of us, will be that people are surprised that you don't seem to have paid attention to a ruling of the SHRAJ, Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, that cleared Professor Frimpong Boateng of any wrongdoing as far as, these Galamsey matters are concerned. In that report, there were 3 specific allegations that were made against him. First, that he was involved in a company that is a Symphony. He was involved in that company, which was involved in Symphony Limited, which was involved in illegal mining, and that they had also not paid, certain levies that were to be paid to the state, totaling in excess of 200 and something United States dollars. But the commission found that the claims were untrue, except one partial observation that it made, that in the declaration of his asset, he was not sufficiently clear about the company, even though he had also declared some of that. He and his wife established the company, sometimes in 2009 or so, and then subsequently they divested themselves of it. They gave their shares of 60,000, 40,000 to one Yao Badu, and then his son Jojo is also involved. But subsequently the company took on, they actually said the company had been registered not to do mining, but it was involved in mining. And SHRAJ found that later the company, as it were, amended its regulations to be able to do mining. And by the time all that was happening, Professor Frimpong Boateng and the rest were not involved. The question has been that, why didn't you pay attention to this to know that this man, has an uncontestable reputation and that he hasn't done anything wrong at all?
Samson, I'll say again, maybe for the 10th time, no one has an uncontestable reputation as far as I'm concerned. If I sit as a special prosecutor and regard people as having uncontestable reputations, then we will lose the fight against corruption. Now, 2 things. SHRAJ, they are partners. We work together in tandem on so many of these matters. And in respect of one major ongoing case, the body of evidence that we use, 99% of the body of evidence that we're using came from SHRAJ, because SHRAJ had done some work on it before. Whatever SHRAJ is doing, we pay attention to what SHRAJ is doing. Whatever we're doing, SHRAJ pays attention to it. But you see, and this is where the story ends, SHRAJ does not have the mandate to do criminal investigations. SHRAJ may be doing it for some other reasons. In our case, merely because SHRAJ has done some investigation, it may be abuse of office, it may be conflict of interest and all that, does not prevent us from doing a criminal investigation. Ours is a criminal investigation, and that is what we're doing. And you see, all the key findings that you're talking about, do they look familiar to what we are doing? They don't. What we are investigating, you can tell, it's totally different from what SHRAJ did. We have paid attention to it. We have looked at it. Indeed, if we find other matters, which then requires us to go to SHRAJ to dig further into these aspects, we will. But this is a totally different thing.
Okay.
From what we are investigating.
And I'll confess with you that I'm hosting you and doing an interview not for myself but for the public.
Oh, I know.
I've read the SHRAJ 117-page report, and the issues raised there are not about corruption or corruption related. They are first that he has breached a provision of the Constitution about the conduct of public officers. That's not the mandate of the OSP, the questions of not paying what they should have paid, which was actually found to be less to be paid, even though circumstances show that paying it is not fair to the company, the Symphony Limited. They have nothing to do with the OSP's mandate. But like I said, the show is not for me, but it's for the public.
And I got that very clear.
So as you take leave of us, we want to know just how soon will this be over? Because you indicated to us you have started investigations as far back as October 2022.
Samson, before I answer your question, I have a curious request. Can you play whatever tune it is for me before I answer this question? Yanara Assassin.
That's a deep thing to play. Let's have it. All right, there you have it.
Thank you very much. I cannot give you a specific time frame. Indeed, this is one of the most tasking investigations we have ever thrown ourselves into. It spans from the northern borders all the way to the coast and the width of the country. It is so far-reaching. It is unbelievable. And so, as I said, we are leaving no stone unturned. I was at pains to remind civil society and the public, beginning of last month, that, please, we said we were doing it. So if you are telling us to investigate, we already said in October that we're doing it. So yes, we are very aware of what we're doing and we're doing it. I wish I could give you a specific time frame, but we are doing all that we can to come up with a workable investigation report and to see what further steps we can take from that. It is very, 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 very dear to our hearts. When we fly about, you see the water bodies. When we go to our hometowns, you see the devastation and all that. None of us wants this. And once again, I'll ask the public. We spoke on the last day of 2022. I remember we spoke. And I asked the question. And I'm being prompted to ask the question again. Are we ready to fight corruption? Samson, remember that question? Are we ready to fight corruption?
The public is also interested. Is your office equipped to do this job? Because as we already know, you don't have the necessary tools that you need, the full complements of what you need. And that's the concern of others. So some even suggest that a commission may go into this rather than leaving it to the special prosecutor because of how wide it is.
See, these are policy considerations. I'm not to answer these questions. But in respect of the resources of the office and funding of the office, it's a work in progress. Mind you, we are a young institution, and so we keep building every day. We keep building the institution, and you know, I keep telling my directors and other senior officers that I wish I became special prosecutor after this term. Do you get me? I wish I had become special prosecutor after the expiration of this present term, because the one who becomes special prosecutor after me, he will not have teething problems. I have teething problems, but he will not. By the time he comes, there will be more established processes and all that in place. But Samson, this question is very, very dear to my heart, and we should all, and that is why I asked for this. That's why I made this curious request that General Assassin be played for me. This is very dear to my heart. Are we ready to fight corruption? If we are ready to fight corruption, can we allow the institution that has been set up to fight corruption to fight corruption? Can we not consecrate people as saints and hand them over to the special prosecutor? That, as far as we are concerned, this is a list of the saints that have been consecrated in our land, and these people cannot be questioned. These people cannot be considered as persons of interest to you, no matter what. Can we not do
a country
that?
Where corruption fights those who fight corruption.
I'm
and even
very
some
much
of us
aware
who
of
do the very small things we do by way of fighting corruption, our lives are not spared. We are in danger.
I know very much. So I am the person with the highest risk.
That's right.
In this land, I'm the person with the highest risk because of what I do. But I'm asking again, and the reason why I keep asking this question, especially on 31st December of last year, is that you see, it is as if when I have been using you as an example or this one, let me keep using as an example.
And I've just been praying that I don't find myself at your premises, because myself, my brand and even my worth will not qualify me for a self-recognizance bill. I'm dead.
It depends on what I consider the circumstances to be. In the general scheme of affairs, that is what would tell me whether, in respect of this matter, it should be this or it should be that. Okay. Once again, I keep saying I will be irresponsible if I don't consider these things and start giving out automatic exits. See, I was saying, let me use it as an example. Let's say Samson comes out tomorrow to say, oh, he was arrested after the program on Saturday by the special prosecutor. The people who like you, the people who are fond of you, the people who are your, let me say, fans, the way they will come after me, the way they insult and vilify me. Tomorrow, let me turn and say, oh, your producer, he is to report at my place to answer some questions. Then all of us, let's say you have issues with your producer. Let's say you have issues with your producer. The people who like you, your fans, they will be agog in happiness, in praises of the special prosecutor because, oh, he's going after Samson's producer. Now, Samson, the fans or the followers of Samson's producers would then be going, how dare the special prosecutor? How dare he come after him? That's what's going on. But once again, I'm saying, let me keep my mandate and my duty as the conscience of the nation to rise above those who have been made saints, those who have been declared holy, those who have been declared untouchable. I'll end by saying, as far as the office of the special prosecutor is concerned, no one is a saint.
Okay.
No one.
Thank you.